Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we are going to talk about our Heavy Club Super Mill. Our Super Mill combines kind of two major ideas: our normal heavy club mill and our drop swing. So we're going to demonstrate both of those techniques individually and then tell you how to put them together to get to the Super Mill. Our drop swing starts in our neutral position, 2 feet pointed straight ahead. Take our mace 2 palms face away from you, mace at collarbone height, press the weight all the way up overhead, drop it into a shield cast, come to order, establish control, palm faces away, return to horizontal grip, press overhead, drop swing, shield cast, elbow close to the body, palm faces away, and catch. Our drop swing is one of the exercises that I really like because it mimics one of the base human movements that I like to talk about, which is defense. Put something between you and something coming at you, and then transition into some type of cutting movement. If it was sword, if it was staff, whatever, doesn't matter. It's a base primal human movement that we've been doing as long as we have been humans and picking up levers. We are going to combine that with our normal mill. Our normal mill, 2 feet pointed straight ahead, inside hand tracks towards the center line, rotate the body, catch, elbow on body, weight goes behind hand, rotate, catch, establish control. Our normal mill is one of the fundamental actions that we learn with a heavy club, and we should be incredibly good at it and run up through heavy club weights until we get to 35, 40 pounds for men and in the 20, 25 pound range for women. When we combine those two movements together, we're going to get an exercise called the super mill, which is a mill and a drop swing slammed together. This exercise is normally done with much lighter weights. You will not be doing this with a 35 or a 40 pound. You would be doing this at 50% of your normal mill weight for the most part. You'll see this movement used in fancy club swinging. People use this as part of rehab strategies or prehab strategies in order to work on their elbow movement, their shoulder movement, and their wrist movement. Our super mill starts with our inside circle. Instead of stopping and pulling your elbow to your hip like you would do with a heavier weight, we are going to extend our arm all the way up overhead. Here's that drop swing, return to order, inside circle, overhead, drop behind the head, reestablish balance or control, overhead, drop, and catch. We highly encourage people to start with a very light weight for this. It is, I think, a little bit harder for people to learn the super mill. I don't teach it to a lot of people, but in the context of shoulder prehab and rehab, it is a useful thing to know. If you are going to do it with heavy weights, I highly suggest you use an 8X adjustable club system because you can start with a light weight and you can add weight until you figure out where your shoulder doesn't like it anymore. Everything usually works out better if you can start light and make it heavy over time. Inside circle, overhead, drop, and catch. Inside circle, overhead, drop, and catch. Inside circle, overhead, drop, and catch. The thumb tracking down and touching the back of your shirt at the nape of your neck is the key point to not ripping your shoulder out of the socket. If your thumb does not track all the way down when you rotate your elbow, if it's up high, when you try to rotate, you're going to put a ton of torque on your shoulder, generally not in a good way. In order to accomplish a mill or a super mill or a drop swing with a heavy weight, you have to end up in the right spot. The whole point of everything that we do in heavy club swinging is to teach us to put our joints in the right position to support more load so that we can move faster and generate more torque. Think about this as coming into training way further into training. You should have run through all of your single arm club training with at least 3 total weights before you try the super mill. And you should go down to whatever your lowest weight is to do the super mill. If you have something like an 8X adjustable club system, then you can start it much sooner because you could adjust the weight and walk it up in small increments to make sure you don't tear your shoulder out of the socket. Tearing your shoulder out of the socket is never recommended and is always bad, so don't do that. If you are using, say, a 15, a 20, and a 25-pound fixed weight club, then I would recommend that you be capable of doing mills and reverse mills with a 25-pound club before you start trying to do volume of this with a 15-pound club. A lot of people in the beginning will go up and drop it right on the top of their head. Don't do that. Do not hit yourself in the head with clubs ever as a general rule. Pay attention, start light, control the weight, don't die.